Okay, now we're going to be learning about Sicha Ches, page Reish Samach Tes. HaMabul b'mei Noach hachorod l'kamayim l'yom hachasim. The Mabul, the days of Noach, is a preparation for Kamayim l'yom hachasim. The world is going to be filled with the knowledge of the Eibishter, just like you look at the ocean and you don't see anything but the water. So too, the whole world is going to be filled with the knowledge of the Eibishter. The same, we're only going to see the water. So the days of Noach was a preparation for it. We're going to explain this. The Rambam writes in the end of the halachas of mikvahs that the idea of toiveling in a mikveh is hinting for the waters of wisdom, which is pure, and this is what purifies the person. Just like when someone toils in a mikveh, the person gets totally covered with the water of the mikveh until you don't see anything but the water of the mikveh. So too, in the hint, the water of the mikveh is hinting to the waters of knowledge, the waters of wisdom of the Eibishter. So what are you saying? You're being toiling in a mikveh, and he's covered with the water, you don't see anything but water. So to a guy is toiling in the water of the knowledge of the Eibishter till he's totally sunk in these waters and he's covered and you don't see anything but these waters, the knowledge of the Eibishter. This that a person brings his soul into the waters of the wisdom. So eventually the person needs to be immersed and sunk in the waters of the wisdom in such a way till you don't see anything. You don't see the person, you just see the water. The only thing you see is the water of the wisdom water. You see the das, the water of wisdom. The water itself is the wisdom. It's not the water. Right. The water is meyadas. It's hinting on the idea of das. The person's totally immersed in it. This is the spiritual concept of the mabul, of the flood. When the whole entire world is covered with water, the whole entire world is sunk inside this water of das. The whole world is busy with the knowing the Eibishter. You don't see anything but the das of the Eibishter. You don't see anything besides for the water. You don't see the world. So this is the idea of a mabul b'chalal, and so too the toichen of the mabul that was in the days of Noach. It says, what was the purpose of the mabul of this flood? Was to destroy every flesh. The shachis ha'aretz, to destroy the earth. Hainu levatel. The shachis bebitul kolu shel psarius v'artzius b'meyadas at shaloi nira shum etzius milvad yizbarich. This was to destroy. What does that mean, to destroy? The shachis kol basar, to destroy, to be mavatel, to nullify any earthiness. The vatil, the basar, the psarius, the vatil, the shachis ha'aretz, to take away the grubkeit from the earthiness of the world, and everything should just be covered with the water of the Eibishter, the water of the wisdom. The wisdom should be, the whole world should be covered with wisdom. Be bottled to the Eibishter. You don't see anything but the water, you see the Eibishter. And this is the way the world is, just like it was in the time of Mabul. In the time of Mabul of Noach, so too lost love it. In the time to come, okay, like the Rambam writes clearly in the end, and how the Rambam's signatures off his book, in that time, there will not be any asik, any occupation, and the Rebbe says in footnote 6 on the word asik, like the Piddush and what it says, that a person is, there's an idea of limudat Torah, and then there's asik in Torah.
And there's amal b'Torah also, yeah?
Right, there's learning Torah, and then there's asik b'Torah. 1 second. Right. So Oisik means that the guy is much more into it, just like a business.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is the way the whole world is going to be not. It's going to be
Occupied.
Oisik. What is
Amol?
Harding, to work hard, toiling.
So are we gonna have to toil in Torah and when Moshiach comes?
Yeah, why
It's gonna
not?
it could be easy. Come easy.
But even when it's easy, there's always like the famous story with the Mittel Rebbe, to not to forget anything. Right? He wanted to get a bracha, that he shouldn't forget whatever he's doing. He says he doesn't want the bracha because he wants to work hard.
It's Samach Tzedek, no?
Or Samach Tzedek?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then he realized he should have.
And he said, because you could always do oimel, Ted is bleak vul. So we're going to know Ted is always going to be more and more and more. Yeah. Like it says, the whole world is going to be filled with the knowledge of the Eibishter, just like the water covers over the ocean. The state of the world in the time to come is compared to a mabul. What did we say is a mabul? That the guy is, that you don't see anything but the water, so too you won't see anything but the water, which means in the marshal, which means you don't see anything but the wisdom. And that's what the Rambam says clearly. The whole world is going to be busy with the wisdom, to know the knowledge of Hashem. That the occupation and the knowledge of the Eibishter, Deis Havai is like what the Rambam says regarding the water. Me'adas is going to be in a way that the world is going to be filled. Mola Haaretz Deis Havai. And not only that, there won't be anything else besides for this. Like the Rambam emphasizes. It doesn't say just, this is what people will be doing. He says they will not be doing anything else, but only this. Uses a three-way lashon, which this is coming to show how this is going to be totally the only absolute, only this occupation when Moshiach comes. This is the way the world is actually in the beginning of the creation. It says in the beginning of the creation, the whole world was water and water. The praise of Hashem was coming out only from the water. What does it say? The whole world was just water. Before the beginning of the creation was just water. What does that mean? You didn't see a world. You only saw water. What's water? What are we saying? This is going on Deis Hashem. The whole world was just like something that's toiled in water. Nitbal oisi is a bottle in water. What did you see? You only see the water. It's not a mitzvah. What does that mean? You only see the chayis of the Eibishter that's creating the thing. You don't see a world. And this is actually, like we explained the other day, that it says so to a Moshiach is going to come, the whole world is going to be chad charuf, there's going to be a mabul, and so if I remember correctly, this is how the Rebbe Marash explains in a mimer, that the whole world, you will only see a lukus, you'll only see Deis Hashem. That's what it means, chad charuf. You won't see any, like it says, l'shach is kol basar, right? To destroy the basar, which means you won't see basar, you won't see eretz. אמנם לפי אביר האמור בתוכנו של עניין המעבל כפי שהוא בעליינים צריך להבין לידך כיסא. וכיוון שעניין המעבל מעיד על אילי גודל כזה שכל הארץ בטלה במי הדס, מהו התוכן הפנימי בעליינים של שבועות הקדוש ברוך הוא שלא יוסיף, לא יעיד מעבל לשחס הארץ. מכיוון ששבוע זו נכתבה בתורה מובן שיש שאלה על גם ואדרבה אמס עניין המעבל לפי תוכן הרוחני הנ"ל. According to what we just explained, what the mabel is, according to the spiritual explanation, that it's going on this bittul in the waters of Me'adas, and you only see anything but the waters. So why did Eibishter promise? According to the Ruchnis, the Pshat that we're saying. So according to the Ruchnis, the Pshat, it says in the Torah that I will not make another Mabel to destroy the world. How you meant to understand that according to this Ruchen, in the Ruchen is the what does it mean? There won't be another Mabel. What's wrong? Such a gewaltige Dargen Madrege. The Rambam says that's the way the world is going to be. What does it mean? So what are you saying that it's not going to be when the Torah says it is going to be in the Ruchen is the way? The Nukudah of this is what? ואילו עניין המבול הוא לאחר שכבר נברא מציאות הארץ, או כמו שבמציאות המכסים איזה המים. So in the beginning of the creation, the whole world was just water. It was the only thing that existed at the beginning. There was only water. There was no earth. There was no land. There was no dry land. There was only water. When did a mabul in the time of Noach happened? After there was dry land. David made a mabul, and after there was dry land, so David made a mabul, and he covered over the edits. What's the difference between these two and Yarim Beruchnius? If there is only water or earth covered with water, v'havdil b'nei Beruchnius. Ha'ili dekol ha'olam kulei mayim b'mayim mitchilas b'riyasi shel olam ma'sha'olam lehoya nira k'metziz b'fnei atzmei ela botl kol b'koyach ha'lekia mekayim kanal lehoya nira kish b'metziz ha'olam atzmei ki lehoya adayin roi lekach. Ha'ili dekol ha'olam kulei mayim b'mayim hoya rak machma zeh sh'adayin lein nivra hayabosh ha'aretz. So this, that it was such a great state that the whole world was only water in the beginning of the creation. You didn't see the metziz of the world. Because everything was bottled to Allah, that was Maikayim it. The world didn't feel it, because there was no world Bachlal, there was no edits. It wasn't that the edits understood that it's totally bottled, the only thing that exists is the Eibishter that's making it exist. There was no edits to begin with. Now when you're bringing edits, so Lavdavke, it could get along with this Mayim. Lavdavke could get along with this level of Bittul. Right?
Okay.
What is the whole kavanah? Not that there should be no world and everything should be covered with water. No, the whole tachlis kavanah is shabitul yumshach v'yufel b'benzis haaretz atzma. That this level of bittul that was there before the world was created shouldn't just come and destroy the whole world. Rather, when the world is a mitzias, it should that its whole mitzias is bottled to the Eibishter. This is what's going to be when Moshiach comes. The pasuk doesn't say the Gula is going to come and it's just going to be Mayim Layom Machasim. It doesn't say that. It says first of all Mala Ha'aretz. There's going to be a Eretz. There's going to be Eretz. And this Eretz is going to be filled with the knowledge of the Eibishter. Doesn't say that the whole Eretz is going to turn over and turn into water. No. The Eretz is going to stay dry land. And it's going to stay Metzias. And it's going to be filled. It doesn't say just like in Baye Ocean, the water is covering over the Yam, so to the whole world, the weights of Metzias will be filled with the knowledge of the Eibush in the same way, but it's going to stay in Metzias. On the Aretz, on the dry land, will be that ahead this darga, this concept of Kamayim Leyom Achasim. In order that the Oretz, that the dry land, should be able to be a Metzias, and this Metzias should grasp the Eibishter, you need to first be Mavatal the Oretz. L'shachis haaretz, lavatel l'fisha mitziusa shel haaretz ad shebachutz kol b'mayim. You need to nullify. You need to bring a bittul in for l'fisha. Temporarily, you need to be mavatal the whole mitzvah of the haaretz till that it's totally covered with water, which that was by the Beim Abel. Or bittul zeh hu anesin koyach shegam kasher achakach yovsha haaretz. Nasa grit gilchos yumshach bittul zeh b'beshes haaretz. When you're mavatal it totally, you take away its whole mitzvahs. This gives the koyach that later on, even when the Eretz is going to become dry land, nevertheless, in this dry land, it should still that had this level, this bittul of
Cape Town, South Africa.
Kamayim Leyom Achasim.
Story how I got there, whatever.
Right? So like you can have a guy
Paid for like all these different blood.
So it's a chana for Mashiach.
for your beit Mashiach the bittul. You can have a guy that he's doesn't know nothing.
Before that, I was carrying a lot of.
Right? And there's just like let's say a baby or whatever. There's nothing besides for let's say lukus or whatever.
No.
Then
I don't know what it is.
now what's if let's say he gets his seichel, He gets his own Metzias now. So he cannot necessarily accept this level of Elokus that was so partial till then. So how are you going to make this Elokus come inside his Seichel on his days of Hashem? So this, first of all, the guy needs to be in his battle and gamri. He needs to know, he needs to be mavatal his whole Metzias. Erstens. That's like the Mab, he's mavatal his whole Metzias. And after that, he's mavatal his whole Metzias totally, no Seichel, no nothing. And then, after that, because you had this Yesoid before that of total battle, he's not staying the Eretz that he was before, and he's going to come now like some outsider to start getting to see what he wants and choose and pick. No, there's this bittul, there's this mabul, there's this total bittul, and after that you could be a Metzias that the Metzias itself understands this level of bittul. That the Oretz is a Metzias. Together with this, it's in a way of Kamayim L'Yom Machasim. This is the idea of the Mabul. The waters of the Mabul and spiritually, that it came to prepare the world, that it should be a vessel for this bittul. When will this level be revealed? When the world itself will be filled with the knowledge of the Eibishter, just Kamayim L'Yom Machasim. It says the Eibishter is going to have a geschmack. The pasuk about the Gula, the Eibishter is going to overlash, the Eibishter is going to want. It's going to be geschmack for the Eibishter, the mincha of Yehuda, of Yerushalayim, the Beis Hamikdash, just like the beginning days. So what does it mean, Kimei Olam? What does it mean, like the days of the beginning of the creation, or the way day backs, the way back days? Kimei Olam and Kimei Noach. What's Kimei Olam? The Medrash says like the days of Noach. The L'chorei Tumah, it seems to be very questionable. What does it mean? Hapasik var v'lavai game and koyal azman the geula amitis v'ashleima. K'shar olam yeh batachas hashleimus. V'im ken ech shleima shu Kimei Olam Kimei Noach. This pasuk is talking about the true and ultimate redemption when the world is going to be in the most complete and the highest, completest way. How are you comparing this?
Why they can do it? Like I went to a dentist.
Like the days of Noach.
Too many dentists. I got the appointment for the
Footnote 20. Ubefrat al pi ma shekos v'yicharab v'shenemar kimei Noach zeisli. The waters of Noach are for me. Kimei Noach zeisli. What are these waters that the Eibishter says he wants? These are the Me'amabel, right? So what do you want these? Why do you want these Mabel waters? Why are you comparing the Geula when it's the most highest, complete, greatest time to the days of Noach? Which the days of Noach, the Mabel was destroying the whole world, a destruction. Now move on. How did they make a marble? According to what we explained before, is understood. Because what started off to prepare the world for this period? That the world itself, the Metzias of the world itself, will be permeated with the Eibishter as it's a Metzias. It needs before that a preparation to be mevatel it. So that it was done by Mei Noach. That was the hachana, the hachshara for the Gula.
This weird guy was texting me and calling me yesterday. He's like, "Oh, it's like."
Footnote 21. This is also the inner. This is the Chassidish explanation, the more deeper explanation of what it says. When Noach came out of the teva, he saw a new world. There's a passage that speaks about the Geula L'Asid level. It says that there's going to be a new heavens, a new earth. This is this that he saw a new heavens and a new earth. This is like the new world of the Geula. To see a new world. And maybe the Rebbe is saying even deeper that he saw a new earth, a new heaven. The world itself wasn't new.
can examine you.
According to this, you can understand why the Eibishter promised he's not going to make another Mabul, just like it was in the days of Noach. The purpose is that there should be the existence of the world. L'shevis Yetzara. The Eibishter created the world. Why was the Eibishter created the world? L'shevis, that people should sit on it. There should be a world that should have this progressiveness, settledness, right. And in a way that it shouldn't be taken away this level. It shouldn't stop. It should continue. And the way the world is its existence, the way the world is a Metzias, it should be permeated and be a kli for the Eibishter. Should be a kli for the highest in Yonim, like we said before. Not to take the whole world and throw it in the garbage, to make up a samabel to be mavatal the whole world. So why did you make it to begin with? What's the whole point? The world, the way it's a Metzias, should be a kli for actions for all the highest in Yonim. This is exactly why the Eibishter didn't leave the world the way he left it to begin with, when it was just water. He made the earth, he made the eretz, he made a dry land. Even though that because the whole world was only water, so you only saw the Eibishter, you only saw the chayes of the world, you only saw the Lakus. But the Eibishter didn't leave it like that. The Eibishter was meant something this light. He was meant something this high level of his galus, in order for there to be a earth, a dry land. The way the world looks, like we see it with our eyes. That's where the Eibishter wanted it to look. Look what it says, 125. After the first 1,000 years of destruction, there, the Rebbe Barash says that then the whole world is going to be just like it was in the beginning of the creation, only water, we're going to fly on top of the water. The world is going to be renewed the way it is now. Everything is going to be the way it is now, but in a good way. After the Chad Charuf. So just like by the Mabul, just like it was only water, and after that wanted it to be dry land, the way we see with our eyes, so too, even then, the Chad Charuv, after that is going to be a dry land, a new world, the way we see it with our eyes. Okay, let's see back inside. Because the whole purpose is that there should be land, dry land, there should be edits, and in this itself, we should understand the Eibishter. And because, in order to get to this, what do you need? You need to make a mabul. So once you make a mabul, what's the point of making another one? You already made the hachona. You already were mavatal the world, so there's no need to be mavatal a second time. Like $7,000. There's no need to destruct, to be to nullify, to take away its mitzvahs. Therefore, Hashem promised there will not be another mabul. The whole purpose is not to be mavatil the whole mitzvahs of the edits. Adrab, there should be an edits, but this edit should be filled with the knowledge of the Eibishter. Let's see, continue. Betir matzav elam b'meitzim Moshiach b'sim sefer hayad mevi aram ma'pasuk k'mal eretz leizavak k'mal ma'chasim. K'mal ma'chasim yibe'efen naile matchala sabri yeshaya ilam kol ma'im b'ma'im. They said the world is going to be filled only with water in the Geula. K'mal ma'chasim is greater than the way the world was in the beginning of the creation. You only saw water. Why? In the beginning of the creation, there was no edits in Machalal. There was no edits, and you just saw water. What's the greatest chiddush? The ganze chiddush of the Gul is that there's going to be an edits. There's going to be dry land, and that itself is going to be permeated with Eibishter. Ramalah ha'aretz dei savaya. Mashiach l'asud lavish betzis ha'aretz nasis malei b'dei savaya beifin t'kamayim l'yom machasim. So why is Yemei Mashiach greater than Yemei Noach? And greater even than the beginning of the creation? Because then, in the beginning of the creation, it was what? It was just water. There was no earth. So what's the greatest uftu? The Eibishter. And B'mei Mabul, that there was an earth, that was Mavatal the whole earth. He threw the whole earth, he was Mavatal the whole earth. The whole purpose is that the earth should be there and the earth should be permeated with Kamayim Lemachasim. לכן אביידס הקורבנס בפעל ממש כמו שקוס ורב ולוואי מנחס יהודי ורשלם כמייל מוכשרם כתמניס קיום היהוד מלא הארץ תייץ הוואי כמיים ליום מחסם לאחרי החונה במי נויח כמי נויח שאוילם כל יום מוצב במים כתחילס בריוסי שאוילם כל ימיים במים אלא ואדרבה באיפר נעל יסר שכנעדים היסינו ובדיסינו בבירור האילם הוכל בפרט מזין מהחש ונפעל משלם הזו במציאוס האילם מלא הארץ תייץ הוואי כמיים ליום מחסם that Shlem is the Eila told his parents. Zayser Ma Shlem is the Eila told us Hashemayim Varetz B'Yibarim. Kain Tialanu B'Meheira B'Yameinu B'Goli Didan Mamish. So here the Rebbe is basically saying the same Nakudah from a different Sikha, but here the Rebbe adds in a few more words. Alidei Ma'aseinu V'Vedeseinu B'Budar Oilam. Not only B'Mei Noyach L'Bachlal, our work is, and the Rebbe actually explains this. We're going to learn Be'ezrat Hashem a different Sikha. The Rebbe, it's a very good Shemaka Sikha, very Shmoy Sikha. That this is the whole Avodah. This is the Avodah. B'mei Noyach wasn't only till now. We learned more like, okay, you made a bittul and that's it. So now we're like waiting, 5,000 years till you do the next part. No, that made a bittul, and the whole work is our avodah is to make the world a kli that it shall be a mitzvah and accept the kamayim lemachasim. So Baruch Hashem, and like the Rebbe says, it shall be kain tialanu. We all will see this speedily nowadays in an hour time frame. Mamish. Moshiach now.